YouTube, what's going on, man? Back at it again with another video. It's your boy Numbers Fan Jay, and we got the AFC South today, man. Y'all already know what's going on. We got the way too early predictions. Only two divisions in the NFL had three teams grace the top 10 in sacks allowed. The AFC South is one of them. Doom. No, just playing. So repeating as one of the worst teams in football, Duval, the Jacksonville Jaguars. They finished 5-11 last year and last in this division. This team started 3-1, then lost 7 in a row, beginning with Blake Bortles stinking it up in KC, throwing 4 interceptions and a fumble to just 2 touchdowns. The 7-game stretch ended with Bortles throwing a total of 6 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Simply put, this offense was terrible. They ranked second to last in points per game, 27th in total yards, 26th in passing yards, and fifth in giveaways. And Blake Bortles threw for an amazing 13 touchdowns. Wow. The good news and possibly the best news for any Jaguars fan is Blake Bortles is gone. They have a new quarterback in Nick Foles, but they've lost many other pieces that made them the playoff team they were in 2017 when they nearly beat the Patriots and advanced to the Super Bowl. The Jaguars lost Tayshaun Gibson, by the way, the only safety that gave the Jaguars lost Tayshaun Gibson, by the way, the safety that gave Patrick Mahomes his first interception. Tommy Bohannon, one of the best fullbacks, if not the best fullback in football. And TJ Yeldon, third down back who gave Leonard Fournette a breather. They also lost Austin Seferian-Jenkins and Carlos Hyde. They added Alfred Blue, Chris Conley, and drafted Josh Allen, the pass rushing linebacker from Kentucky, and Jawan Taylor, Florida offensive tackle. The defense is coming back and still held opponents to the 4th lowest points per game in the NFL, despite the clear decrease in sacks. I don't think they've done enough to lift this team much higher offensively. Truth be told, a lot of the blame falls on the horrific offensive line, but maybe a quarterback change will help that. The lack of playmakers outside of Fournette seems to be too much to overcome when paired with the losses they incurred. Another bad year coming, Duval. Sorry. Third in this division. I'm tired of saying it, but the Titans just don't have enough. They finished 9-7 last year, third in the division. Missed the playoffs. Who's the Titans' best player on both sides of the ball? Delaney Walker and Jarrell Casey, many would say. Guess who got hurt last year? Delaney Walker and Jarrell Casey. Guess who missed the playoffs at 9-7? The Titans. This team lacks star power, and it showed last season. The Titans' current group of receivers aren't bad, but they aren't close to elite. Same with the DBs outside of Kevin Byard, who's been representing for MTSU. What up, Blue Raider? Don't get me wrong. This defense was great statistically, allowing the 3rd fewest points per game. They even dominated the Patriots 34-10, but got a hangover and lost their next 2 games 38-10 at Indy and 34-17 at Houston. They rattled off 4 straight wins against subpar teams, but the injury to Mariota kept him out of Week 17's winner-go-home game with the Colts. This caused the Titans to miss the playoffs and bring in another quarterback by the name of Ryan Tannehill from Miami this offseason. My question is, how the heck do you back up an injury-prone quarterback with one that had just tore his ACL 2 years ago and didn't play but 11 games last year? This team changed at guard by letting Josh Klein go and getting Roger Saffold, the Rams offensive guard. Brian Orekpo retired. They also added Adam Humphries, Buccaneers slot receiver, Saints standout safety Kenny Vaccaro, and veteran pass rusher Cameron Wake. I'm not impressed, and don't expect a flip of the script for the Titans this year. Third place is where they're going to finish. Now, this division is really a two-dog race. It's going to be a dogfight between these top two teams, and it was so tough to pick who's going to win this division because neither one of these teams have really lost a lot. They didn't really add a lot, but they didn't lose enough for them to fall back any further than 1 and 2 in this division. So, on to who I have finishing second, the 2018 AFC South Division champion Houston Texans. This team has been competitive ever since Deshaun Watson and Jadeveon Clowney came in the fold. Watson gave the Texans a quarterback they've desperately needed that will help that offense score points consistently. He finished 6th in passer rating last year, showing he can be an efficient passer from the pocket. The Texans' offense was 8th in rushing yards and protected the ball for the most part, finishing with the 3rd fewest giveaways in the league. However, this was the worst O-line in the league in pass protection, allowing Watson to be sacked a whopping 62 times, the league high by 6. The defense was stout, allowing the 4th fewest points per game at 19. Houston, having time to evaluate their roster after the early wild card defeat to the Colts, did just that. They went out and signed Matt Khalil and drafted Titus Howard, tackle out of Alabama State. Houston didn't lose much, but the secondary took a couple blows with the loss of Kareem Jackson and Tyrann Mathieu. In response, they acquired Tayshaun Gibson, Bradley Roby, and drafted Kentucky corner Lonnie Johnson Jr. This team was second in turnover differential at plus 13. So the offense and defense already complement each other. The only way to get over the hump is to block better. Everything else seems to work near perfectly. I love this team and wouldn't be surprised if they ended up winning this division. It will be close again, but I have them finishing second in the AFC South. Finally, I have the Colts winning the AFC South for the first time in 5 years. This team has been labeled as a top 3 team in the AFC, if not the best team. Even Madden has them ranked at 2 behind the defending champion Patriots. The Colts offense galloped their way to 7th in total yards, 6th in passing yards, and were 5th in points per game. While the other 3 teams in this division had lots of problems protecting their quarterback, this team had none. The Colts gave up a league-low 18 sacks as Andrew Luck threw for the 2nd most touchdowns and 5th most passing yards in the league. The offense wasn't flawless, of course, as they were tied for the 8th in giveaways, and definitely were left with a bad taste in their mouth after beating Houston 21-7, but struggling to move the ball at all in Kansas City in the divisional round. Watching that game, I couldn't figure out why the Colts elected not to run the ball after running it 35 times for 200 yards just last week against the Texans. Then you know Mahomes was going to do his thing, so you neutralize him kinda, and you neutralize Tyreek Hill, but can't stop the run on defense. I want to just think this team was tired. We know they won 9 out of 10 to sneak in the playoffs after starting 1-5 and finishing with the division win against the Titans in Week 17 to get in the postseason. On the bright side, I couldn't find any notable losses in terms of personnel this offseason, and they signed Justin Houston. P.S. Colts at Chargers Week 1. What's up? We're going to figure out who the real best team in the AFC is outside of the Patriots. But thank y'all for watching, man. It's your boy, Jay. We out of here.